Hi, thanks for joining me again. In this video, we're going to talk about your A team, and this is not the 80s show with Mr. T. This is really your advisory team. And so we need to break it down into a couple of different sessions. The first section that we're going to talk about is your zone of genius. What is that? So if we look at this chart, we have here 4 quadrants. And any task that you do in your business and really in your life can be broken down into these 4 areas. It will either fall in your zone of genius, and that is your absolute most brilliant self coming through. You are the best at that task in your zone of genius. It is what you are naturally great at. It is what you have been trained to be great at. You love doing it. It lights you up. That is your zone of genius. The next zone there in the quadrants is the zone of excellence. And in this case, you are highly skilled and you can do that work, whatever that task is in your zone of excellence, but you don't love it. So this might be a creative spirit who is really great at numbers and can do their own bookkeeping, but it doesn't light them up. So really, it is a zone of excellence because they can do it, but it is not a zone of genius because they do not love doing the detail-oriented work of the bookkeeping. That is the zone of excellence. Now, a zone of competence is you're okay, you can do it, it's good, but others are better. So once you understand you are competent in an area, but not outstanding in any way, and other people are better at it, you can kind of gauge how much of that work you actually should do and what you should hope to hire out or outsource to other people. And then the last zone is the zone of incompetence. This is where work feels really hard. The work here will push you into winter all the time. You are just struggling nonstop in this space and you want to avoid it at all costs. So why do we need to know about the 4 zones? It's important to know about them because when you face a task in your business, you can understand what quadrant it falls in. So maybe you really like this part of your business and you do not like this part of your business. Or maybe you're really great at this piece and you really struggle and you actually can't even do these other pieces. Once you start identifying the different levels of your zones in your business, you can start pulling apart what you should be doing and what you should not be doing in your business. Because at the beginning, I get it, we all do all the things, right? We have to do all the things for our businesses because we don't have giant teams. We don't have lots of revenue coming in to hire a whole marketing team or a whole finance team or a whole sales staff. I totally understand that. But once you start to break it down a little bit, you'll know who do you need faster. If administrative work is not your strong suit and keeping papers organized is really hard for you, but you are great on social media and you have a really great knack for creating graphics and launching marketing campaigns, perhaps your first hire is a VA or an administrative assistant locally that can help keep you organized. Or maybe it's a business manager who takes care of the business side of the administration and you focus on the creative side, right? If you are really amazing at the creative side, but you are really struggling with the sales of your business, maybe that's something you get some support on. So knowing where you naturally shine, your zone of genius is, helps determine the next steps and who comes into your business to support you. On this slide, I want you to take a look at, in your business, what are the tasks that you do that actually fall in each of these zones? What are the parts of your business that bring you to your zone of genius? What are the tasks that you can do in your excellence, but they don't fire up your passion? They don't make you lose track of time. They don't kind of consume you with excitement. They're just, you can do them and you do a great job, but they don't light you up. What are the tasks that you can do okay? You're competent in that task and you can do it okay. And then what are the tasks that you really struggle in? Identify those in the zone of incompetence, because that is how you can start to think about who comes into your business to support you, who are going to be your first hires, or who are the contractors who can support you, or what are the software purchases or the hardware purchases that can help you boost in the area where you really struggle. Once you know about which zones most of your tasks land in, then you can start to decide, who do I need in my business? Now, it would be awesome if we could just go out into the world and hire all the people that we need. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So we might need to create some different relationships with people, and that's totally fine. And so in this next slide, I want to talk about a couple of the different options that you have when you think of your A team, your advisory team, your team that will get you through the storms of your business to find summer in your business, where you can operate in your zone of genius and provide the solutions to the clients that you desire and make the impact and the income that you crave so deeply. You cannot do it totally alone. You cannot. Some people need to help you in some ways. And if nothing else, to help you get there faster or with less stress. So even if you could do all the things yourself, it would take you much longer than providing opportunities for other people to be in their zones of genius, right? Because if you struggle with the administrative side of things, if you really struggle with keeping track of your calendar and organizing your emails and, just itemizing your inventory, for example, and you hire somebody who also struggles with that, you're really going to have a hard time. But once you know, oh wow, I need to find a detail-oriented person. I need someone who wants to be in administrative duties, right? Who wants to be in that space of planning and organizing and keeping track of things. There are people where that is their zone of genius, right? So you want to hire for that specific job. You wouldn't necessarily hire your best friend because you guys are so much alike and you would love to work with that person. No, not at all. You want to hire someone whose zone of genius is actually in your zone of competence or your zone of incompetence, right? So they are in their zone of genius in an area where you are not in your genius. You don't need two visionaries in a company, right? You need somebody who is the visionary and then somebody who can execute on the visionary's dreams, right? And actually put all the steps in place. So knowing your zones of genius is really, really important. Now, Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker and author, has said we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So who are you spending your time with, right? Who are the people that you surround yourself with in your business? Hopefully, it's some of these people. So on this slide, we are going to talk about all the different people that we can have in our businesses. The first group of people we can have in our businesses is a panel of advisors. And in this case, it is a group of people who really have industry knowledge and help us create opportunities in our business. So they know what to look for, they know how to guide us, and they are really industry leaders who can help guide us down the path that we say we want to go on. We could have a mentor. And this is a person who is experienced in business and can really give feedback on your ideas or share stories from their own entrepreneurial journey. Maybe we hire a business coach. And in this situation, we pay somebody and they guide us towards our goals or down the entrepreneurial path that, again, we have said we want to go down because they have insider knowledge or they have a system that guides us down that path. Perhaps we join a mastermind group where a group of equals come together and share in experiences, talk about hardships, talk about successes, and really use and leverage the group to gain knowledge and experience. Maybe you have a networking group that you love, and this is a group where you go over and over and you meet with similar people in the same group with the same ideas. So there's often networking groups for mother entrepreneurs or father entrepreneurs or people in certain industries. You know, there is a food handlers networking group or a medical staff networking group. So if you look around your metropolitan area and search online, you will find many networking groups, and you might need to try a couple before you find people who you really feel comfortable with and who feel like they can add value to your business and you can provide value to theirs. And another area that you can look at growing your A team is by having an accountability partner. And this person is really great when they want to launch something or create something, and they want to have someone paying attention to them, that they are accountable to somebody. So they might say, I want to write a book. So this other person and I are going to create an accountability group, and every Monday we are going to check in and talk about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, what are the goals that we're setting, and if we have any obstacles, how we can reach each other to discuss how to get through those obstacles. And then you check in throughout the week. How's it going? Are you writing as many words as you said? Are you reaching out to publishers? Did you write the article and try to pitch your story to this publishing house? And you keep each other on track for those things. These different A-team relationships are not necessarily all going to be lining up to help you, because remember, people in business are also trying to build their businesses. So when you come together with other entrepreneurs, I want you to think about how can you provide value in this group setting or in this accountability setting, in this mastermind setting. What can you offer that other people might find helpful? And then what do you need from this group? So knowing what your zones are, knowing your zone of incompetence, you might need some support in setting up systems and structures to help you with your administrative tasks until such time that you can hire it out. Perfect. You might find someone in there who says, you know what, I actually need some photos taken and you're a photographer. So how about I set up your filing system and you take some headshots of me? And you can work it out that way, right? So even in the beginning, when money is tight and hard to come by, you can leverage your relationships in this very, very fluid give and take way that you both get something that you need by providing an expertise that you have. So think about your A team a little bit more holistically. So where you are now might be in solopreneur land. Totally fine. Who are you going to hire first? Right? Who are the first people you need to bring on board? Is it somebody in a legal capacity? Is it someone in a finance capacity? Is it a technology guru who can help you leverage some of your systems and build out your technology offerings so you can have a course, or you can do a mastermind, or you can, have a membership site, for example? Think about your A team in terms of growth and scale, and who do you need next? If you are amazing in this area, you don't want to hire somebody who is also amazing in this area. You want to hire someone over here who can complement the things that you struggle with. Because when you're in your zone of genius, you are in your business brilliance. Your clients are getting the very best of you. So we want you to stay in that space as long as possible, because that, of course, will bring you to feel like you are in summer, which is where we want to be in our business. So good luck understanding the structure of your business, knowing what zone you operate in, and then identifying who needs to support you, who is going to be on your A team. Thanks so much for joining me. Please continue to fill out your workbook, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.